Welcome to, I guess, is episode 2 of the Shipkeeper's Workshop. Today I'm just going to peck away at the reefing blocks for the Amistad's main boom. These pieces had rotted. I think I showed you on the opening episode of how these are, why these needed replacing. So just kind of pecking away, and we'll see how this turns out.
To create what you see here, I started by drilling a hole to create that arch section. I used the bandsaw to finish the arch, and then I used the bandsaw to create that rectangular recess. All I'm doing here is using a chisel to pare away excess material that was left behind by the bandsaw. Little ripples and imperfections that I used the back of the chisel to see how flat the space is and to make sure that it's going to allow the shiv, that you'll see later, to run smoothly in the space. You see here that I'm using a trim router to round over the edges of the material. I actually kind of made a mistake. I should have done this after I did sanding of the faces and all the other parts of the material before I did the round over, which you'll see I do the sanding next, a little bit out of order.
So, as you saw, these are already cut. Went over some of the bits, or the decision-making processes I made for drilling this first, and then finishing with the bandsaw, etc., etc. Paired this with a couple of sharp chisels in order to make this a little smoother, and then, as I pointed out, made the bad decision of starting the round over first before doing the sanding, because after I did the sanding, I had to go back and do the round over one more time. I didn't finish these because in the originals, this shiv, some people call it pulley, but we call it a shiv. This sheave, S-H-E-A-V-E, this shiv, is offset in the original, ever so slightly, probably by about 1/2 inch, making the sheave proud or sticking out from where this block, or this cheek for this block, is holding it against the mast. I want to just connect with a couple of colleagues to see what's more appropriate, period appropriate, and because personally I think this would operate better to have it centered. So we'll see that, and then also I need to check with Captain Alley to see exactly where he wants the fasteners to go. I know where I'm going to put the fasteners, but how large of fasteners he's going to be putting on here. So those two things of why I did not finish this today. So we'll probably the next episode we'll finish this, drilling the holes, and that'll take all of about 1/2 hour to drill holes for both. And then after the holes are drilled, then start on those spacers that we talked about in episode 1. So that's about it for Shipkeeper's Workshop. Look for you soon.